here so that I've got that back up, and then
give me a second to.
No, you're fine, because I gotta get the encoder up and running, and then I gotta play the intro. So
that works.
Bloop.
Secret decoder.
Boop.
Welcome to another episode of Drunken Confessions, a show for the bold and the brave, the drunk in the season, where you tell stories your best friends already know, you may not want your family to ever hear, but always makes for a great conversation. Raise the glass or more, we don't judge, every week for Drunken Confessions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Drunken Confessions episode 51. Woo!
Woo, woo.
Come on. You gonna do it? Let's hear it. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
All right.
You're using your hands a lot and looking for a reaction. I'm not really quite sure how to take that.
Jazz hands. Who's about to jazz hands? All right. Anyway, thank you for joining us for today's episode. And for anybody who's new for watching, I am your spirit guide, Cass.
I am your host, Amy.
I'm Amy's husband, Jeremy.
I'm Stephanie.
Dave, the enabler. How are we?
Woo woo. Good. And we're going to start tonight off with cheers.
I'll switch to my shot. I poured one of those too.
Oh,
Where's
yeah, I
yours?
did
Yeah,
that.
Amy,
Yeah.
where's yours?
Cheers.
Thank you.
Salute.
That's yummy. So, Amy,
Yeah.
what do we got going on today?
So not only is it our 51st episode, but we are also celebrating our 1 year mark.
We are.
That we've been. Cass and I started this podcast. So last week we celebrated 50th episode. This week we're celebrating. We finally made it over that 1 year hump.
Yes,
So
we did. Isn't that awesome?
yeah, for anybody who knows Cass and I, for us to stick with something for a year that is that constant, kudos to
right?
us.
I mean,
Man.
you're both married. It's not like
That's true. I guess we didn't count the marriage.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
I
let's
don't
be
know.
real.
I guess
I mean, at least in one case, this podcast has been a lot easier to deal with than being married. So
that's
Really?
true.
No.
And I know because I've been married twice now. I know marriage.
that's why I love the what is it? Marriages are a lot like pancakes. There's no shame in throwing out the first one. Yeah.
You like that? I'm like, sorry, not sorry. You know, when I posted that, I thought that was great. I thought it was so.
So since we are Drunken Confessions for our 1 year celebration, tonight's episode is all Drunken Confessions.
Woo! How else are you going to celebrate it, right?
I know.
Let's
So
get ready to rumble.
Hence the reason I poured myself some more of this yummy bourbon so that I could get myself into the confession mindset.
Are you going to
There
be
you go.
doing all your drunken confessions with bourbon, Dave?
Huh?
Are you doing all your drunken confessions followed with bourbon?
No, not all of. No, that would be bad. That would be very, very bad.
Is that the new bourbon that you bought?
Uh-huh. I still have this much left of the first bottle. I've been very, 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 very careful with this because it's dangerous.
Ah,
I would say so, yeah.
My body is ready. I cannot wait to try it.
that's awesome. That is awesome.
I know Stephanie's been drooling over that for a little bit now.
I know. Well, I'm a whiskey and wine drinker, so for me, like a really good, glass of wine or a really good scotch or bourbon or rye it's my second favorite thing in the world.
Second favorite? What's your first?
Sorry, okay, third. First favorite, puppies and kitties and animals. Second favorite, sex.
Aww.
And third would be a really, really good, full-bodied, delicious drink.
Fair enough.
Understandable. I feel like you put that in a great order there.
Look at me just letting that one pass right
That
by.
was-
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say sex first, but I was like, I love my dogs like so much.
I was gonna
Like,
say you can go. I think I can
can't.
go a little bit longer without sex than I can without seeing my dogs.
I take puppy
yeah.
thugs over sex.
I literally miss my dogs 5 minutes after I've seen them. I'm like,
Really?
where's my dog?
Are you like me when you pull away from the house and you have somebody dog sitting and you're going on vacation? You cry when you see your dogs like
Yeah.
in the window and you're like, I'll be back, I promise.
I promise we're not leaving forever.
I am guilty of that.
I'm not surprised.
We have that same kind of a heart, though. I think like we're the criers out of the group here. Me and you.
We definitely are.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So to start the first drunken confession off.
Yes.
It is number 1 is what is the most out of character thing you have ever done?
Oh. Okay. I legitimately can't say it, but you guys all know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think I'm picking up what you're setting down.
Yep,
okay.
Totally
I can't say it out loud, but you guys know.
That.
Yep.
It's 100. It's so never in my entire life did I think that would be something that I would ever do. So
something that I would think is out of character for me, or that other people would believe is out of character.
No, that you think is out of character for you.
Yeah. I think I know your answer.
Honestly,
again,
I'm gonna go same. Like that's that. Yeah. It's
something you can't say, but we all know.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna allow this. I'm going to allow that vague answer only because there's been plenty of times that I'm like, yeah, I'm not answering that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you guys all know what we're getting, So whatever.
All right. Personally is something that I did was go to the kink ball. Never in my life did I ever think you would find me at a kink ball. So that is my out of character.
Yay for breaking Amy.
I know.
The day you broke Amy. Jeremy? Yeah.
I love how this does not make for good podcasting because we're all like going, and just staring off into the distance.
That's why Amy sent you guys. That's why Amy sent you guys the.
I mean, here's the thing. Worst case scenario, there's nobody running after you. We can always let it run longer. Steph, there's a nice little thing in Audacity that you can use that I don't think we've ever had to use before, but you want to do it after you run it through Auphonic, where you can say, "Hey, maximum silence time," and you can set it to like a half second. And it'll automatically it'll shrink the whole file. No, you did it once before you ran it through Audacity, and it cut the one girl that had a voice like this. She didn't.
Right. No, but I after Audacity.
Yes.
Okay. So
are you talking about me because I'm so quiet?
Yeah, the one I could hear from across my goddamn basement with my headphones plugged in across. Yeah, you're who I'm talking about being too quiet.
I thought so. I was thinking about that.
Jeremy, what's yours? Thing that you did that's out of character.
Here's one for you. One day I was driving home from work, coming down 94, and there's this long stretch between Schaefer and Southview.
Yeah.
And the median had a good little bonfire patch of grass blazing up, and smoke is rolling across. So I called 911, thinking, just maybe because this has been burning for a while, nobody's here yet. I come to find out I'm the only one that called it in. Because I couldn't pick the exact mile marker, they couldn't decide which jurisdiction, so they weren't going to send anybody out unless they got more calls. So basically, I mean, when I went back the next day, it was probably about 15 times the size of what I originally saw of what had burnt before somebody got there and put it out.
It's what you get for trying to be a concerned citizen, Jeremy.
Yeah. That's out of character for him.
Yeah. And I had to pay for that call. And they're like, nobody else calling in.
Cass, what's yours?
Probably riding a motorcycle. Learning to ride a motorcycle is a big deal for me. I actually, when it comes to certain things, I fear for my life rather quickly. So, the whole getting used to riding a motorcycle and
something big and powerful between your legs, it was abnormal for you?
Having what? Wow. Yeah, a lot of power there. A lot of power. So, I went from never being on a motorcycle 6 years ago to owning my own now and riding my own motorcycle. So
Yeah.
That's and honestly, that's
Fascinating.
one of those things that like I have debated over and over and over again. Like I have been literally like in the Harley dealership with the bike I want picked out, all the shit that I want for it all picked out, and been like, this is a dumb fucking decision. I'm an idiot and I'll kill myself. Like,
Oh,
because
you, you always buy a cheap learner bike first.
oh no, dude, I've ridden a lot. No. I used like, I used to ride like I would like Sergey and I would go hop like he had like 8 and like we would hop on his and go whipping around and have a great time.
Okay.
I've ridden, and so that was the funny thing when I first moved. So until I moved, so New Hampshire, you didn't even have to like take a test or anything because to get a motorcycle endorsement, it was just part of the driver's thing. Like, hey, they were like, hey, do you want a motorcycle endorsement? Yep, sure, why not? So then when I moved,
in the middle of nowhere, nobody gives a shit.
Well, yeah. So then I moved down to Boston, for college, and it's okay. Yeah, we'll just transfer over your motorcycle endorsement, and then I moved to DC. And it's we'll just transfer over. So like I've and then I moved to Michigan, and so I mean I still have one. Like it's just something like I've always had it. It's just
I want a Vespa, and it works out.
I want
like,
Princess Vespa. Does that count? No.
Well, I mean, who doesn't want Princess Vespa? But like, no, I want a mint green Vespa. I've been wanting one for years, and I found a used one for like $3,000, and I almost like I want to just buy it, but. I know a Vespa and a Harley are 2 different things. I only trust myself with a Vespa.
Still a motorcycle, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll take a Vespa, and I love Harleys, so I love sitting on the back of one with somebody who knows what they're doing.
Right. Now with me, I just have a little Suzuki 650. I keep it small and something I can handle, so I don't want a big bug.
So I think.
All right, Amy, next question.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
The next one is. You can have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life. What is it?
Beer.
Money!
Well, yeah, it would have to be money, right?
Cash,
like money can buy you everything that you could possibly for the most part, like what you could want.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Women, men, whatever the hell you want, food, trips, boats, planes, whatever.
Well, now I feel stupid. I was going with beer.
I know. Me and
you
Cass
can
both
buy
went with beer.
You can buy beer with money, though.
Money never occurred to me. It was more of an object rather than.
And that's why we're friends, Cass, because it never occurred to me either.
We're both like beer. And that's why this is called Drunken Confessions.
When I wake up.
You have alcohol on the brains. You couldn't even think past beer to get to money.
All right. So moving
I love
on.
you guys.
What is your best scar story?
Best what?
Scar story, like the scar that you have on your body.
Oh, it says scare in the thing.
Put an E at the end.
Oh, that was after many of drinks last night, typing it up.
Amy and I were not drinking last night.
So is it scar or is it scare?
It's scar.
Okay.
Do you have a scar, and what's the best one that you have? And if it sucks and it's a stupid story, just say, nah, nothing.
I got one, and I'll go really fast. It's kind of a long story, but it's an interesting story, but I'm going to like moosh it together into a quick story. Long story short, I got burned across my entire forearm, part of my face, my chest, and with boiling hot oil.
Ooh.
I had no, like where this part of my tattoo is, I had no skin. I had first, second, and third degree burns all across my forearm and the back of my arm because I went like this when it got, and the story is kind of like, it's not really that long, but I'm not going to like clog up our show with it, but it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And I don't really have, I don't have burn scars the way that a lot of people got them because I was able to get it treated like relatively quickly. And I'm one of those people who, when I'm in a crisis, I fast act. So as soon as like, I was like, I'm burnt. And like, I mean, my face, I thought my face was going to be ruined, and I don't have any marks on my skin, on my face at all, because I reacted so fast. Long story short. So my tattoo artist, when he tattooed my forearm, was like, what's wrong with your skin? It feels really weird. like while I'm tattooing it. It's like chicken skin. And I'm like, well, that's because it's all scar tissue. Like this whole part of my arm, and then part of like the back part is scar tissue all over.
Oh, I never knew that about you.
Yeah, it was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I went into shock. Almost. I was this close to going into shock.
Wow.
But I walk, you know what? I did like Andrew Jackson and I walked that shit off. Walk it off, bitch. Walk it off. But anyway, that's
I had third-degree burns on 90% of my body, and I just walked that shit right off.
Walk it off. Hey, Andrew Jackson got shot like a million times and just walked it off. So.
Yeah, welcome to Shot of History. Well,
right.
So, Cass, what is your scar story?
I have a few of them from the time I biffed on my motorcycle. Connecting my stories here.
There we
so,
go.
So yeah,
it
was when I had an enduro and they sit up really high, and I was warming it up, and I wasn't wearing gloves. I usually wear gloves when I ride. I wear gloves every time I ride now, especially. But I was just warming it up, going through the neighborhood, went to pull in my neighbor's driveway a little fast, and it just rained, and there was a puddle, and my back tire hit the puddle, and the bike just slid out right from underneath me, and I Supermaned. So I had no skin left on my palms, my elbows, my ankle, my knee. Oh, it was horrible. Couldn't even pick up my bike because my hands were so bloody. But and my husband came home and says, "Would you do the bike?" Because I seriously, I didn't even have time to like get the blood off me yet. And he's like, "Would you do the bike?" And he goes and runs to the bike. And like,
I don't think that surprises any of us on this podcast. That,
wow. Thing. What a terrible person.
Wow.
Well, he's like, so he runs to the bike, and no sooner did he do that than he turned and looked at me, and then he realized what he had done. And he's like, "What do you need?" I'm like, "Bandages." So he leaves. I swear to God, at this point, he realizes his mistake. He comes home from Rite Aid with every bandage they had in the entire freaking, like 3 bags full of bandages. Like, here, will this work?
Like he went down the whole first aid kit aisle. Like
seriously, he did. He probably just went like this, wrapped the shelves into the cart because he came back with so many bandages. It was really rather comical, but at the same time, you know, then I'm like, okay, now you can worry over the fact that I bent the handlebars and broke off the mirror.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, so Dave, what's your best scar story?
I guess so. Best scar story. I decided to prove that white men could jump, and I dunked and I hung on the rim. Well, the backboard. No, it actually didn't. No, for real. And so the backboard wasn't attached properly, and so as I'm hanging on the rim, it starts to break off. And so I fall to the ground and I'm like, oh shit. And I land on this side and I looked and I like, oh, sorry, excuse me. I land on this side and I like rip up my eyebrow here and I roll over. I'm like, God damn. And I roll over and the rim catches me right. Actually, I'm wrong. No. So it was this ear because I have broken cartilage in this ear that you can still see. And then I rolled up just as the rim's coming down, the backboard and the rim are coming down and I flinch and the rim catches me right here.
Ooh, that's like the worst rim job ever.
It really, really was. And so you've been waiting ever since I said rim. You've been waiting for that the whole time.
Yeah,
cheers. Cheers to you for that.
Held it in. I held it in though.
And so, so they had to put like 30 stitches on, and you can still see it in my eyebrow line if you look. They had to put like 30 stitches under the skin and then 30 stitches over the skin to close it all back up. And it was atrocious.
Did you look like Frankenstein for a while?
It was pretty jacked up. It was, but I did it. Just it was on record that Dave dunked.
Now, when
boys can jump,
and I have the scars to prove it.
Did it do the second of the little crackle before you actually fell? So it goes.
So the backboard itself didn't shatter. It just wasn't attached. No, you don't understand. The entire backboard came off the pole. So the backboard and the rim came down at my head.
It's a heavy fiberglass crap.
Yeah, and that's why it hit so hard. And yeah.
Oof.
All right.
And Jeremy, do you have a?
I have a couple cool scars, like 3 of them. I'll pick the this one. There's when I get tan. across my arm. I always wanted to get tattooed like a samurai or some form of weapon to it. But all it really was is because where I grew up, I was on a dirt road, and the road was below everyone's lawn, so you could jump your bike off of that every time coming home. One day I jumped the bike, and the tree branch from the trees we had where the trail was jumping into caught my arm and tore my skin. And because it was torn, it just was this like big scar that formed up. It was always there.
Dang.
All right,
It
Amy.
was a cool jump though.
Of course it was.
You know what? I really don't have any scars. I have one tiny scar that doesn't even look like a scar, so it's not even worth mentioning it. However, I just break bones. I don't cut the skin. I break bones. That's my thing. When I fall hard.
Amy's all my scars are on the inside.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure my kneecap
I think we all have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
My kneecap is totally scarred up on the inside. Like, when in another 15 years, we'll see if I can walk. But other than that.
Oh, speaking of, hey, random shout out just in case he's watching. Bob, you're finally getting to go in for your surgery tomorrow. Good luck, dude. Get that knee cleaned the fuck up.
Yes.
Right. Yay.
Yes. Good luck, Bob. We're
Cheers
drinking
to
for
Bob.
you.
I'll drink to that.
I finished my wine, so I have to wait to go get some here when I get a break.
Well, what's your
All
next
right,
question?
here's the fun question.
So hear the question, and then go run and get wine, and you can be the last one to answer.
Yes.
Then I'm
Okay.
gonna miss all the stories, but okay, I'll listen to it later. We're good.
The zombie apocalypse is coming. Who are the 3 people in this group that you want on your team?
All right.
Like, there's only 5
I'll
of
be
us.
right
That's
back.
rude. Who are the 2
All right,
people that
Cass,
you're gonna
go.
No, actually, it's who's the one person you're gonna tell to fuck off. Like that's literally what this question is.
No, it's 3. 3 people that you
No,
want on your
and so
team.
one person doesn't get counted.
Yeah. So who's the one person in this group that you're gonna
It's
tell to
2
fuck off?
people that don't get counted.
No,
There's
because
5
it's
of us.
you. There's 5 people, and it's
Oh,
you, and
you're
you're picking
right.
3.
You're right. You're
You
right.
should scratch that.
Okay, you
Well,
want
then
to?
why don't you do the 2 other people besides you, Amy? Is what she meant. You can change it. I said
Okay,
so.
so 2 people besides me.
Yes. What 2 people would you pick to go on this with you?
Okay, that's
so-
a better way.
So
There
Steph,
you
we
go.
changed
That's what
it.
she
Here, I gotta
meant.
take
That's
my
what she
wife.
meant. What 3 people, including yourself?
It's not pick 3 people. It's 3
Yeah,
people,
including
you.
yourself.
So pick 2.
So we're only
Right.
picking
3
2
people. All right. So
Okay.
zombie apocalypse. There's gonna be 3 of you in a group. There's you and 2 other people. Who else is it? I would pick, honestly, Amy and Jeremy. 1, because I know Jeremy already preps and has a lot of guns. And 2, Amy, because if
I know how to
something were
use
to happen,
weapons.
if something were to happen, I would count on Amy to sacrifice herself.
Oh, wow.
Gonna trip
Amy,
someone.
like,
It's gonna be Amy.
I'll sacrifice
Wow.
myself, and I'd be like, she really would.
That's right. I don't have to. It's right. I don't have to
It's
swim
a-
faster
I'd
than.
be like, you guys run ahead.
I don't have to
I'll
swim
be the
faster.
hero.
Yeah, I don't have to swim faster than the shark. I just have to swim faster than you.
Yep, that's
Right.
fine.
Like
you
with
know
bear
what?
attacks.
I totally
I don't have to be the
respect that
fastest
answer.
runner. I just don't be the slowest.
Right.
So that's my.
So I'll
sorry.
chime
I
in.
respect that answer.
Sorry, not sorry. At least I picked you.
Yeah.
I picked you.
I'll go, dude. Jeremy, just for obviously, I mean, he preps almost as well as actually in some ways he preps more than I do. I mean, I prep on the food and booze, and I might have a stockpile of ammunition that I don't talk about very much, but but we've got that, and then of course Steph, because why wouldn't I?
I would make the perfect addition to any apocalypse, any type of apocalypse.
Well, I mean, you're a horror writer, so when we're sitting around thinking, okay, what's the worst case scenario? I'm relying on you to go, here's the
I
shit
got
I've
you,
thought
dude.
about.
I got you.
All right, Steph.
Well-
Who would you pick?
Honestly,
I'm sorry, Amy. Did I interrupt?
it would be
No, you're fine.
Jeremy and Dave, and it'd be Jeremy and Dave. And again, it's not because they're guys. It's because Jeremy, he's got a stockpile, and Dave basically has a bunker with like unlimited supply. Well, not unlimited, but like a large amount of supplies.
We're
So
gonna
it's
have
like,
some booze.
Yeah,
We're-
Dave got the alcohol.
either way,
Dave's got a fucking bar.
I
You
got it. I can disinfect
Not-
anything.
Honestly,
you can
Stephanie,
also make
I don't hate your answer, Stephanie, because I was gonna pick the same. I'm going with Jeremy and Dave. I love you girls, but these two guys, they're going to make sure I survive.
Well,
And have a good time doing it.
Basically, just make sure. Cass is just gonna make sure that I run slower than her.
She might trip you.
That's fair.
Apparently, Cass might trip you.
Well, you know
You
what?
never know.
I'm tripping all you bitches now because y'all didn't pick me. So y'all get tripped.
You're the first one who
I'm kicking
went,
all your fucking kneecaps. All your kneecaps, consider them kicks.
Girl, let's go. I'll meet you in the streets. We'll see who wins. Try to kick my kneecap.
I don't know if I can kick that high.
I was gonna say she could actually punch your kneecap. That would.
Stephanie would just hold my head like this, and I'd be like, "Come on, I got you."
Yeah,
So, just put your hand out on her forehead. It'd be like that Darth helmet.
Jeremy,
That might be a little short.
Jeremy still has to answer.
I have to take my wife.
Good
I
answer.
get in trouble.
You have to.
So.
Good answer.
And then I gotta take Dave because I'm sure he could probably swing the baseball bat the best. Wouldn't have to worry as much about him. And he's really good with communication stuff. So hopefully they'll talk to other people around that can help us out or not help us out. You never know.
I mean, let's not forget. I do still know how to make LSD.
Girls fall
I feel like that's a zombie apocalypse plus. I know how to make my own LSD.
Oh hell yeah! It's great. I
You know what?
killing
You guys-
zombies. I'm killing little fluffy bunny rabbits.
You guys are missing out because I'm a scrappy little thing, and I've been married to Tom for 10 years, so I know how to handle my own.
So you can survive almost anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Gloria Gaynor knows nothing about me. I could show her a thing or two.
Well, when those zombies come along with their emotional abuse, you're the pick.
There we go.
All right, so moving on. Number
I'm not sure how
5.
I feel about this now.
Number 5. What is one article of clothing that someone could wear that would make you walk out on a date?
Ooh.
Fanny pack.
That's a good answer. Fanny pack. Okay.
Honestly, nothing because I don't care what the hell it was.
Fanny
I
pack.
would ask and find out what the story is.
So you would not walk out no
That's
matter
a
how
very
your date
date
is
answer.
dressed.
Nope. She could show up in a friggin' nun's habit, and I'd be like, all right, walk me through the flow chart that led me to this right now. I've got to understand.
I need to see that Venn diagram.
Right. I need the flow chart. Like where were you? And not your whole life, but just the last 3 decision points. Like just walk me through the last 3 decision points that led you to here I am on a date in a nun's habit. And I'm good.
All right, Steph?
Honestly, I can't even think of anything that would make me go, ugh, an item of clothing. The only thing that I could think of is if they were filthy, if they had dirty clothes on. It's not the item of clothing. I don't care if you a dude shows up in drag. I'm all about that life. I'm whatever. I can deal with just about anything. But if you show up to a date and you're wearing some filthy ass, you rolled out of bed and then you fell in some dog shit and then you rolled around in that dog shit.
I
and then
take
you
it back.
came to this date, no, thank you.
Anything with MAGA on it.
Dave, no take backsies.
No, anything with MAGA on it, we might have an issue.
No
Oh, yeah,
take backsies.
MAGA.
I
Dave.
might turn around and walk back out.
All right, with me, I would have to say maybe an ascot. If a guy showed up wearing an ascot, I'd be like, yeah, no.
That's some classy.
Dibby,
ass
dibby,
shit.
doo.
That's
I know.
classy as hell.
And my answer is if you walk into a date wearing socks with sandals.
Well, Amy, don't date 80-year-olds.
deal
That's
breaker?
easily solved. I feel like that's something that's easily avoided.
It happens.
Y'all
When the
gotta-
bars open back up, Amy, when the bars open back up, I'm sporting the socks and sandals when we go out.
do it.
I will. Here's the
doing it
fuck
now.
out of you. You're gonna be like, oh my god.
That's fine. I'm just going to make fun of you. I'm not dating
Fine.
you. That's fine.
Oh, but you know I'll do it though.
No, I know. And I'm not embarrassed to be seen, but it's not a man I want to be with.
Who thinks that fashion statement's okay? Okay.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. We're not
If
getting
you
through
were-
this as fast as I thought we would.
There's
If
5 of
you-
us. How
Oh, as
fast?
soon as you said you had 20 questions for tonight, I was like, what the hell is
Oh.
wrong with, like, you're averaging 3 minutes a question? You're high.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll just
drunk.
use them on another time.
Well,
Let
like
me
I
yeah.
said, nobody's running. Here's the thing. Nobody's running right after you. This could run long and become a 2-part episode. That's okay.
Okay, well, I'm
I
going to
have-
read this next question. I'm going to answer, and I totally want to go smoke a cigarette.
Okay.
Okay.
If you were a wrestler, what would your entrance song be?
Ooh. That's a fun one.
Oh,
So
I'm J-Rock.
J-Rock?
Yeah, why not?
What?
Like the Rock, but I'm J-Rock.
No.
As a wrestler, right?
No, the entrance
Song.
song.
Oh, the theme
The
song.
theme song.
So
Not your
my
name.
answer is, my
Oh,
answer is DMX Up in Here.
I think we're alone now, just to annoy the entire crowd.
Oh my God.
And I would be- dude, I would be-
Isn't enough.
I would be 80s up. I would be Don Johnson walking into that effing ring. I would have like the white sport coat with the sleeves rolled up. I'd like have the Oakley
Hair grown out.
or possibly Ferrari sunglasses, those ones that used to fold up. I'd have those. Oh yeah, that would be my thing.
That's amazing. My song would be A Favor House Atlantic.
There's subtext. We're alone in the ring. There's subtext.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway.
Sorry.
My song would be A Favor House Atlantic by Coheed and Cambria because that song is a banger and it's the shit and I love it so much. And I would love to enter any room, a bathroom, a shed, even if it was, me getting kidnapped and put in the shed. If I entered that shed to this song, I would feel good.
A
about
band
it,
that I had never heard of until you came along. And
they're so good.
okay, but I have listened to their I've actually of their entire catalog. I would agree with you. Like that's that song for them.
They have a bigger hit than that, but for me, that song is like when I hear it, it just hits right, and it makes me like.
No, I totally know what you mean. Yep,
it's perfect.
My song would be probably Fat Bottom Girls by Queen.
Dave just
I
did
figured
a
that'd
spit
be
take.
kind of like. Did I make Dave spit?
almost.
It looks like it. But
his alcohol almost came out his nose.
I was gonna say a little bit
Yeah.
I've got a little burn in my sinus cavities right now.
Well, I figure baby got back. I'm gonna be in spandex. Might as well rock it, right?
Play to your strengths.
It's not like I can pretend like I don't have a big butt. I mean, I'd like to forget it's there, but it follows me everywhere I go, so might as well just embrace it, right?
Jeremy?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you
Jeremy, what's
go.
yours?
Hey, I hear
Mine would
crickets, you
definitely
guys.
be,
Come on.
I'm letting it slide right by. I'm just letting it go.
What's yours?
All
Not
right.
even touching
Mine's
that one,
gonna be
huh?
another one.
Dave's
Bites
like,
the
I'm
Dust
not
on
touching
Queen.
it with a 10-foot pole right
No,
now.
Cass, I'm not touching your big ass. No, I'm not. I'm just letting it go.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
I love Jeremy's answer. Did you guys hear his?
Mm-mm.
No.
Another one bites the dust from Queen.
yes,
Nice.
dude, Queen is so amazing on so many levels.
Yeah,
The one
that's why
person
I
that are
picked it.
alive
I'm
that I
gonna
would
watch
want
it where you're swinging those
is
biceps.
Freddie Mercury.
I mean, they're
So
big.
yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so
One more, Amy?
Yep. What
One more.
what did you name your first car?
I have never named a car in my life. Like, I don't understand that thing.
Typical
I
guy
don't.
thing.
No, but yeah, I don't get that. I've never named a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't
Why don't
think
you go on
I.
to the next question, Amy?
Well, hey,
no,
I can do that.
Hold
I
on.
can do that one.
Oh, okay,
Right.
never mind.
Okay, my first car, everyone called the Bug because it was a Volkswagen Beetle. But the first one I ever named was my red S10 Extreme, and I called him the Red Rocket.
So my first car actually was a black 98 Escort. That was Black Beauty. And the current car I have now is a 2005 Grand Prix, and she's the Silver Bullet.
Steph, for the record, your mom has chosen now while you're doing a show to reply to the
Yeah,
Facebook
my
I know.
post.
face- my
I know,
Facebook thing is
and
blown
I
up.
already responded to it.
I'm gonna have to
I'm
look.
not engaging with her right now.
So my first car, I called Christine because that fucker was
Ooh.
definitely
Ooh,
possessed.
that was a creepy ass movie.
Oh no, it was the creepiest car. This car was like when I bought it, the gas tank was connected with coat hangers, and the back bumper was tied on with rope. And
Wow.
after driving it for 3 days, the transmission dropped. So I had to get a whole new trans in it. So I mean, I only paid $300 for the thing. So given, but still, it's just one thing after another. It had a moonroof, whatever sunroof, and it was a '76 T-Bird. And I forgot to close it one day when it stormed, and I went out there and there was this much water on all the floorboards because there was no way, because it was all metal. There was no way to drain it. So I'm with a cup trying to empty out my car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was vinyl seats. So nothing actually got hurt in the car. But yeah, I hit a tree in the middle of winter, spinning out. Didn't even dent the sucker. I mean, it was just like one thing after another with this car. Like the weirdest shit would go on with this car. Like I'd hit a bump, the radio would turn on. So I called it Christine. But and my car now,
my first
Jeep
car was
Wrangler,
this knob.
Amy named.
Oh yeah, I named Cass's current car.
And it's a black Jeep Wrangler. She named her Jasmine.
Okay, next.
Okay, so we got we're gonna do 2 more questions.
Those questions.
You have your own late night talk show. Who do you invite as your first guest? Stephanie?
Oh my God, Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria. Hey, I would love to he seems super kind, and he does a lot of good work with like altruistic work, and him and his wife they seem like genuinely good people. So I would just want to have him on, not only because I would like fangirl out like an idiot, but like just to pick his brain and just see what he's like as like in real life, as opposed to like the whole visage of fame. Yeah. So that's why.
Cass?
I would have my man crush, Ryan Reynolds. He really is my man crush. He is so fucking funny. Every time that man opens his mouth, I just start giggling. No, I don't giggle.
But you don't giggle. That's what you said.
But you did, though.
You say you
no,
don't
but
giggle.
you do.
But
I would. For him, I would giggle.
You giggled like a little 12-year-old.
I did not giggle. Why do you say that? I don't remember giggling ever. I'm not a giggler. I'm not a crier, and I'm not a giggler.
Giggling happened.
Dave, who's yours?
Let's see. So first off, I would invite Ming Chen, just so that I could have the in for the second guest that I would really invite, which is Kevin Smith.
Wow.
Love Kevin Smith.
Wow. That's rude.
Ming's watching right now, Ming's watching right now, and he understands.
Oh, okay. I was like, that is so rude.
All right, Jeremy, who's yours?
I'm going to try to go with Tom Hanks and hope he pulls in so many viewers. It's become an instant success.
Oh, there's Jeremy strategizing again.
I didn't hear. Who was it?
He said Tom Hanks.
He would be a good guest, I think.
Mine is Dak Shepard.
Oh, he's
Shocker.
hilarious. Yeah, absolutely.
I know. I love him. I'm obsessed with his podcast. I watch
You are.
everything that he ever is in, and
he's married
I
to
have-
Kristen Bell. I fucking hate him.
and who does not love her? So if I can get Dak
Right.
Shepard, then there's a good chance I can get Kristen Bell on
There
there
you
too.
go.
Right. She's awesome. I just got done watching the 3 seasons of The Good Place. It was amazing.
Oh,
So
I love
good.
that show. All right, so our final question.
Woo! Make it a good one, baby.
If a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be, and who would play you?
Ooh. I'm gonna need a minute. Just give me
All
a
right,
second.
Cass?
All right. It would be a tragic comedy for sure.
So like
Hands
a
down.
dark comedy or a black comedy?
Yeah, like a very dark
Okay.
comedy. We're talking about me here. Very dark comedy. And Amy actually helped me pick out what character would play me because I'm trying to think of like who's kind of little bit smart assy but really sweet. Anyway, we came up with Amy Poehler from Parks and
Okay.
Rec
I would totally
figured-
pick Amy Poehler to play
Yeah.
Cass.
because
I can
she's
see it.
snarky, a little bit smart ass.
And 100% awesome. I love Amy Poehler
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
hilarious.
so much.
And
I
I'm
love
so funny. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And
that's why.
Dave, what?
I mean, it would be a super dark comedy. let's be clear.
A super dark comedy.
Super dark comedy. And either James Spader or
I love James Spader.
or Dennis Leary, one of the two.
Ooh.
I'd go Dennis Leary.
Oh, I like Dennis Leary.
Only
But I
because
like James
Dennis
Spader.
Leary
Like when I was
Dennis Leary has a little more comedic to
when
him.
I was 20 pounds lighter, I used to get accused of looking like James Spader. But like
Oh,
since
I can
humor wise,
totally see that. Yeah.
I have
So-
loved James Spader since the 80s. Always.
like that's been a thing
So,
so when
when
that
we asked
followed
this
me a long,
question-
long time. And now I feel like I don't look like James Spader anymore because I gained 20 pounds.
but I would pick,
Well,
I would
so
just
we
I would
were when we were asking this question, we weren't really thinking of who could portray us, not like who really looked like us.
Oh.
And I could totally see Dennis Leary playing you because he's serious, an asshole, funny, and when he loves somebody, he loves somebody. You
And
know
I
what
introduced
mean?
you to your new favorite Christmas movie, The Ref.
Exactly.
The Ref,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely 100%.
good movie.
Nice.
I definitely say Dennis Leary for you, Dave. Totally.
Yeah.
And nothing against James Spader. He just doesn't have the comedic presence that Dennis Leary does, and you're a little more on the comedic side than
For sure.
Okay. All right. So, Jeremy, what's yours?
Mine's definitely gonna be Mark Wahlberg.
As a what? What kind of genre?
Oh no, it's gonna be action, and it's gonna be apocalyptic, and it's gonna be called Escape Michigan.
oh Jesus.
Yes, he didn't see these
Escape from
questions.
Detroit.
All right. So,
Amy,
mine
what's yours?
is mine is a romantic comedy, and I would pick Anna Kendrick to play me because she's got we can be funny but sweethearts and somewhat of a ditz.
I don't know who she is, but that
Anna
is you.
Kendrick, she plays in Pitch Perfect.
A lot of people didn't they?
No, she was
Right.
the star. You guys don't know who Anna
Is it on,
Kendrick
is it
I
on
do.
Disney? Is it
I
on
know who
Disney?
she is.
Oh, I
It's
just looked it up.
Pitch
Yeah, I
Perfect
know
on
who she
Disney?
is. Yeah, yeah.
I'll watch it so I can get a
Everybody-
grasp.
Everybody knows who she is. They've seen her in something. They might not know
She's
her name.
that
but
actress.
everybody knows.
Yeah, she's
Oh my god!
that
Yeah.
actress.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen her before. Oh shit! I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like not connecting.
All right,
But
so
that's
that
unusual.
was our top 10 drunken confessions. Wait.
We'll have to go with
My
Steph.
turn.
Oh, Stephanie
We didn't do
answer.
Steph.
I am
We're
so
not even-
sorry.
We're not even in the studio and you're forgetting Steph. Jesus.
It's okay.
Hell.
It's fine. That's why I was going like,
I'm
hey.
so used to going last. I'm sorry.
No,
be
you're
like,
fine. You're
"Bitch."
totally fine. Well, and I had to think about it anyway. That's why I was like, you guys go ahead. So I would definitely be played by Drew Barrymore.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Amy and I were
Yeah.
talking about her earlier.
Yeah, I would be played by her, not only because I've been told like I have like when I talk sometimes I do like that thing with my mouth that she does.
You
and so
absolutely
people
do.
have always
Yep.
like mentioned it to me and they're like, you're like Drew Barrymore, and I'm like, okay, cool, because I think she's super hot and I love her and like everything.
I love Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, no, she's awesome, and she would play me in like a
In an
like,
episode of the Santa Clarita Diet, that would be.
yeah, probably. I was gonna say probably like a dramatic horror movie. Like it would have to be a horror movie because my life has been filled with a lot of horror. But like there would be like other aspects to it. It couldn't be a comedy though.
It would be a drama. It would be a drama.
Well, and she was also in Poison
Yeah, like
Ivy. Let's not
with
forget.
a drama horror.
Horror.
There we go.
Horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
Got it.
A horror.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was one good
drama.
flavor bomb.
It's a drama movie.
I don't know what else Jeremy
Drama
put in
and
that
horror.
Jaeger bomb.
All right, we did it.
Maybe some secret sauce.
Woo-hoo.
I stirred it with my special stick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wait, hold on.
Yeah, you
Keep
did.
talking. Final toast. I have to get a shot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
because
so-
Dave's doing our final toast today. So
I
we're
got
going to
it.
pick
Shot.
up on the 52nd. We're going to pick up from where we left off today and finish it. We say a
Yes.
two-parter.
So next week we have
For our 1 year, we'll do a two-parter.
yep. So
excited
next week
about
we
that.
have another 10 drunken confessions.
You know why that
Um,
makes me so excited? Because I was supposed to play next week's episode. Now I don't have to. Damn.
No, so you get to plan the week after that.
No, I just planned next week's. I
Wow.
just now
No,
planned next
seriously,
week's.
like as soon as I saw that email from Amy, and I was like, "Oh my god, she thinks there's any way in hell we're gonna get through 20 questions in a single
Yeah.
episode."
Oh,
You're out your fucking mind.
Honestly, that's why we put the best 10 up front because, and then they were just fillers in case if I went quicker than we thought it was.
Actually, we did 15.
because,
we thought
you know,
we could get
as
through
I-
15.
As us females planning it, you always have to plan for it to get quicker than you actually wanted it to.
But
Oh, I'm sorry. And yet the guys step in, and you have to plan for it to be a little bit longer than you wanted it to be. Sorry, not sorry.
All right,
Oh my
so
Dave, what is our cheers for tonight?
Our cheers is: if the ocean was a beer and I was a duck, I would swim to the bottom and drink myself up. But the ocean's not a beer, and I'm not a drunk, and I'm not a duck. So let's drink these pints and get fucked up.
I think you are a
that was
drunk.
perfect.
Just saying.
cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to catch
All right,
everybody
guys,
next
thanks
week
for
on
joining.
the rest of this.
Yeah.
Are we going to
And
keep
thank
sounds
you
like
for
streaming and
joining
having fun
on
tonight?
episode 51.
Thank
We
you guys so
can.
much for letting me be a part of the show, like pretty much almost from the beginning. Like, well, it's
Yes. Steph,
15
when did Steph
episodes
come
in.
on? What
Are you-
episode did Steph start coming on?
with like 11 or 12
Was
was the
nine.
first one.
Steph
Nine.
usually
Nine.
comes
Came on
before I
nine.
do, so it's probably before I stepped in. It's
Good God, Lemon.
Always
no-
with the puns.
I know,
Not
right?
even a pun. Not even a pun. That was
Mm-mm.
funny.
But yeah, thanks for having me along for the ride. It's been great, and here's to another year, guys.
I've
Thank
enjoyed
you.
having you guys around. This has been fun.
Yeah.
Yes,
This is
thank
this is
you.
one of those shows that I truly enjoy. This is like there are. Let's be honest.
We
There are
didn't
some
even
shows.
pay him to say that.
No, there
But
are.
you
I
There,
will.
swear to God.
Listening.
They'll find a way.
yeah.
All right,
was
well,
actually really
you know what?
different.
Here's to the next year, guys. Thank you, Dave, for everything you do for our podcast.
Cheers.
Thank you, Stephanie, for everything you guys
Yes.
do for our podcast. Not only what you guys do
Absolutely.
for the podcast, but for joining the podcast every single week when you guys
But even
can.
more for being our friends outside the podcast.
Yeah.
I was getting there, but thanks. Okay. All right. Love
Does
you
it go?
guys.
Did I do that right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hurting my chest. I just gotta stop.
Bye.
All right, am I stopping the live stream? What am I doing?
You are. I figure we could just like
And play the
BS
extra,
and
play the exit.